Welcome to another exciting edition of American Warrior Radio, the place to be for news, notes, interviews, and current events for all issues military and veteran related. If you, or someone you know, has ever worn the uniform of the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or National Guard or Reserves, you've come to the right place. American Warrior Radio, right here on the Talk to Me station, AM 1060 WMEL, and online worldwide at 1060WMEL.com, sponsored by AVET Project. Folks, this program is all about supporting our troops and their families, both past and present. So please, get comfortable, grab a cup of coffee, because it is a little cool out there here on the Space Coast today.
That it is.
And don't forget that pen and paper, because you want to jot down a note or two with all the information that we bring to you that you can use yourself or share with someone else. With that said, let's roll down the runway and get this show off the ground. You all know me, I'm Garen Cohn. I'm an Air Force veteran, a retired legal advocate for veterans, and founder of AVET Project. But all you regular listeners to American Warrior Radio also know I never fly through the airwaves alone.
Good morning. I'm Glenn McGuffey, and I'm retired Air Force, and I'm the retired manager of the Brevard County Veteran Services team, where it was my honor for us to help all our veterans obtain benefits earned through their service to our great nation, and also for their eligible dependents. It was quite a run there for 22 plus years, and now for 2 extra years I'm still doing it, supporting AVET Project as their service officer and American Legion Post 200. And you can reach me if you've got questions or need help about a claim at Glenn, Glenn, at avetproject.org. That's Glenn at avet, avetproject.org. And I look forward to helping you out. And we start off by doing it online, and from there we'll accomplish whatever we need to get you in the right mode of getting your claim approved.
That's always important, because you want to deal with an accredited representative, somebody that's up on all the changes in the law. Can't find anybody better than my co-host, my buddy, my friend, Glenn McGuffey, Glenn, at avetproject.org. We got a big show here, Glenn, and we got to hit it because we've got so much to cover. And we also have a very special guest coming in for the second segment. So stick around for that. I have to tell you, this deal, this Space Coast Community Law School, with the help of Telfer Faraday, Anderson, and Hawkins, in particular Britta Hawkins, who organized and founded this some 7-8 years ago. I attended the first class, the first seminar of this semester, just this last Thursday. It was State Powers under the U.S. Constitution. It was a phenomenal outreach, because you had some 87 people register for the seminar, had a slew of them show up. It's just a really cool program. Glenn, how can they find out more on the web?
Well, you can go www.sccls.com. That's www.sccls.com.
And there's also a phone number for those of you that don't have.
You betcha. 321-269-6833.
All right, so that's Space Coast Community Law School. Check it out, because the neat thing about this semester, at the end of it, in March, you have to attend some of the earlier sessions, and they're all really cool classes. Just check it out, sccls.com, online. But at the end of this semester, there's a mock trial. And if you come to the classes beforehand, the seminars beforehand, you're going to get to participate in that. And it's something new, and everybody seemed really excited to have that as part of the program. There's so much more to cover, and we'll get to it. I just want to mention Frog Bones. Now, this is the Family Shooting Center there on Highway 1, 404 South Harbor City Boulevard. You got to check it out. They've got the double tap grill, great supporters of AVET Project, helping us help our troops, and they have a Keltec PMR 30. That's the 22 mag that you can't even find hardly, because there's so much in demand. Well, AVET Project is using it as a fundraiser. If you'd like to buy a ticket, it's just $10 for one. I think for $20 you get 3 tickets. Check it out at Frog Bones Family Shooting Center, 404 South Harbor City Boulevard. It's a PMR 30 that's benefiting AVET Project. Now, on the line with us, Glenn, we got a special guest too.
Yeah, we've got Michael Mann from American Legion Post 200. Are you there, Michael?
Yeah, Glenn, good morning, and I want to thank you and emails for all the good work you do for veterans, their families, and all veterans' causes.
Well, we appreciate that, and I know you called in today to tell us what's going on American Legion this coming week.
Well, we've got a great post at the American Legion Guided Missile Post 200, which is located at 105 Ocean Beach Boulevard in Satellite Beach. Our phone number there for further information is 321-773-5151. You know, Glenn, we're a very active post with a lot of member involvement, but we like more. We'd love more members and their families to get involved. And so I'm just going to mention real quick a couple of things we've got going on this week.
Please.
Okay. Starting on Tuesday, we've got bingo Tuesday night from 6:30 to around 9:30. But also, Tuesday through Friday, we have lunch at the American Legion, which is a great deal for $5. Thursday is a great day, too. There's always a good bar crowd that night, and if you're a veteran, stop in, get a membership application, and join our post. Now, we have bingo also on Friday with the kitchen open, and on Saturday night, we have a outstanding 5-star dinner, which is a great bargain. However, we're so overwhelmed with people sometimes, I would suggest you call our post first to see if there's availability for that dinner. And tonight, as a matter of fact, is Todd DJ and the dinner. So if you want to give us a call at 321-773-5151, we'll see if we can get you in. You know, we've got the NFL playoffs coming up, and we've got 10 big screen TVs, and we've got great camaraderie at the bar and at the canteen. So please stop on by, get involved. It's all about you and your fellow veterans.
Michael, this is Garen. I sure appreciate you sharing that word with us because American Legion Post 200 is centrally located right south of the Pineda off A1A. And give them the phone number one more time to find out how they can get involved.
The phone number is 321-773-5151. And I want to thank WMEL, the Talk to Me station.
Outstanding, sir. Have a great day. Appreciate you calling in.
Thanks so much, Michael.
Thanks a lot, Glenn.
You bet.
Okay, so we talked about SCCLS, we talked about Frog Bones, we just had a briefing from the American Legion Post 200 with the happenings there. I have to say, people, Valentine's Day is coming up on us fast. And as I mentioned during John's information overload hour yesterday, you got to make plans, and there's no better plan on Sunday, February 14th than to join AVET Project, WMEL, and our other host of sponsors as we put on a Valentine's Day Sunday champagne brunch and jazz. It is a phenomenal program. You're going to hear the PSA start to run here on WMEL, but just mark your calendars right now. For February 14th, that's Valentine's Day. If you don't have plans, you've got them now. For a couple, it's $85. For a family, that's 2 adults and 2 children, it's $100. But you're going to have so much value because you've got delicious buffet food, you've got unlimited mimosas, there's music, games, door prizes, photo booths, tunnel of love. It's a phenomenal deal. Go to avetproject.org, avetproject.org. Click on the events tab and you'll be able to register right there. So that's also, I'm getting my producer in my ear. You're going to get to renew your vows too, because a special guest coming up, second segment of American Warrior Radio, is going to be officiating those, and we'll kind of keep that a secret until the second segment, but just tons of fun on Valentine's Day. avetproject.org. Click on the events tab and you'll see how to get there. It's a great deal and lots of fun, Glenn.
Oh yeah, that especially the opportunity to renew your vows. That's a wonderful thing, and I want to encourage you to bring a designated driver if you're going to drink a lot of those free mimosas.
Included in the price, all you can eat and all you can drink. Free mimosas. We got a special announcement that I also mentioned on the Information Overload Hour. This is exciting. In the past, American Warrior Radio has had all sorts of guests come on sharing with us what's going on in the Department of Defense world, the VA world. Well, how about, since we've had undersecretaries for health and benefits on the show before, how about we go straight to the top?
How about we do that? I'm really excited about this.
This is a real special announcement. We're really happy to bring this to you. The Secretary, the Department of Veterans Affairs, this is a cabinet level position. The Secretary, Robert McDonald, who really prefers to be called Bob.
Yep, Bob.
So Bob is going to be coming on American Warrior Radio, and you're going to stay tuned for that. We're working with his public affairs officer right now, his press secretary, but we'll have that date set for you. You know the time. It's going to be on a Saturday from 11 to noon. It's a matter of when we get him. He's a very busy man, and that's a good thing, right, Glenn?
That's a very good thing, and hopefully we get him for the whole hour.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. He's been very generous with his time. If you want to see an interview with yours truly and Bob, you can go to avetproject.org. It's up on the Facebook page. It's when he was down here, Glenn, doing the dedication of the Cape Canaveral National Cemetery.
I know that was wonderful, and boy, is it a wonderful thing to have our own national cemetery just a few miles away from where you live.
Exactly, and we want to talk about that in a moment, but I have to share a special thank you to the Secretary for AVET Project presented him with a letter with some areas of concern or issues that we wanted addressed, and I'll be a son of a gun if he didn't at least take care of one of them.
Yeah, and I guess that was a pretty serious one.
It was an egregious personnel issue in another state where a non-veteran had taken over supervisory role over a bunch of veterans that were essentially social workers helping our other needy vets. It's a rehab and hospital center, and she was a non-veteran. She had created a toxic workplace.
Yep, that's the best way to put it.
And within 6 months, within 2 months of the secretary being informed of what was going on there, guess what, everybody in American Warrior Radio Land? She's gone. She's been replaced, and she happened to be replaced by a combat veteran, which is just, I'm stoked about
Even
that.
better. And,
Yeah.
And the good thing is he takes action. He says he takes action, and he does take action.
Yes, he's a man of action, and you know what? Everybody's throwing stones at the VA, and I'm sure there'll always be reason for it to be, addressed in the public sphere, okay? We're going to have issues with the VA. It's a huge machine, and it's got flaws and just like they're all of us. But we got to work together. We've got a man at the top now that I believe is going to push forward. I mean, Shinseki, we detailed in detail what a phenomenal job he had done making changes within the VA. Well, I think we got another guy that's moving in the same direction.
Yeah, I do too. And, back to Shinseki real quick, just my personal opinion, he was the fall guy for all the negative publicity going on at that time. And, he knew that, so he resigned.
Exactly, and that's politics, baby.
Yeah.
This isn't like you're in the military, and even the military has been politicized now under this administration. It's unfortunate, but you can't ignore it. It just has been. Well, in the VA, we've got a leader now that on a single issue that little old AVET presents to him, AVET Project presents to him, he gets it rectified. I'm just blown away.
Yeah, me too.
So he's going to be joining us on American Warrior Radio on a future episode. It's going to be really, really good. Hey, maybe you've got a question you want to ask him. If you do, email kim@avetproject.org. Say in the subject heading, question for Bob. Question for Bob. kim@avetproject.org or go to the Facebook, American Warrior Radio. Go to American Warrior Radio on Facebook and put out your question for Bob McDonald. And that's what we call him, Bob.
That's right.
His name's Robert, but he likes to be called Bob.
We're really looking forward to having Bob on in a future episode, and hopefully not too far down the road, and we'll let you know as soon as we find out.
We're working with Victoria, his press secretary, right now, and we'll have that date coming for you soon.
Cool.
You know it's going to be on a Saturday between 11 and noon, so that's the easy part.
Yeah.
Glenn, we talked about this a moment ago. This is really exciting, and it's when I got to meet him, I think for the third time, Bob, Secretary McDonald. He came down for this dedication. Give us a little info about this. Where is it, this Cape Canaveral National Cemetery, and how can people call and find out more?
Okay, well, the National Cemetery address is 5525 U.S. Highway 1, Mims, Florida. So it's up in Mims, which if you're in Brevard County, you know where Mims is, and it's not too far away from Highway US 1, and you can call up there to get information, maybe directions if you need them. Again, Cemetery Administration Office, 321-383-2638. That's 321-383-2638. And let me remind you, you can't make a reservation for burial there. It has to come at the time of need, which is, unfortunately, when the veteran passes away. But you also need to know that the veteran's spouse and minor children can be buried there if they predeceased the veteran.
And the interments are taking place now.
Oh yeah, they started internment, so that's a great thing. And for those who don't live in Brevard County, of course, the veteran would be most likely eligible to go there. And you can call that 321-383-2638 to find out eligibility if you're unsure, or you can go to the County Veteran Service Office and get them to assist you, because there might be some monetary benefits associated with the death of the veteran.
And I just want to say that the crew they've got at our new cemetery there in Mims, the Cape Canaveral National Cemetery, has done a phenomenal job. They really have, because on the date of dedication back in November 20th, there was mounds of dirt and bulldozers and all this. Well, guess what? They have made some serious headway.
Yeah, and it's coming up in stages, so it's
It's
going
a
to
huge
grow
project.
and grow and grow to be able to take care of the burial load. And where it's located is, it's going to get Volusia County and Brevard County and maybe some Orange and Seminole County at a minimum, and so the workload's going to be heavy and steady.
Exactly, but it is beautiful, and it's right in our backyard, and we're so happy to have it. We've needed it for a long time.
Oh yeah, because the nearest cemetery was the Florida National Cemetery, which is almost on the west coast.
Well, we're kind of flipping back here because we talked about Bob, Secretary McDonald, his visit to the National Cemetery, and I want everybody to understand that he's out there making speeches and what have you, visiting hundreds of VA facilities. Well, on the 21st, that's right, a couple days ago, he provided testimony to the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs. And if you'd like to see the video or read the transcript, you can go online. Just type in testimony Robert McDonald. It'll come right up. But I just wanted to share with you that it's an 18-page document for the transcript. He covered a lot of ground.
Obviously.
Cemetery system was one of them, burial affairs. But he has an Undersecretary for Health, Danny Pummel, and he's got an acting Dr. Shulkin. He's got an acting Undersecretary for Benefits, Danny Pummel. So that position, which used to be Allison Hickey's, has a placeholder there right now. But he's going to be providing somebody, I'm sure, that has the requisite
I'm sure he's
experience.
going to be appointing somebody, and hopefully, from my perspective, and probably yours too, it's going to be a veteran.
Yeah, I would think so. It's just too important a position. But I just wanted to go through, there's, like I said, the testimony's long and it's involved, but there's so many things there that are of interest to veterans in general. He talks about the leadership. He talks about strategies that he has about making the systems more robust. He mentions in here that one of the computer systems the VA is utilizing now runs on COBOL, which was a machine language program.
Oh my goodness, they had that when I was in college.
Yeah, he even mentioned when he was at West Point, that was what they were using in 1973. So this is how archaic and antiquated some of the systems are within the VA. And those things have to come up to speed, have to be changed. You don't change it overnight.
No, and they've dallied with Microsoft a couple of times, but I guess they've never come to an agreement to use Microsoft systems to run the VA computer programs.
Yeah, so he's looking to make an investment in the, let's just say, the machine itself. He wants more people he can trust. That's one of his primary missions, by the way, is to rebuild trust with the veterans and what he calls the stakeholders, and that's basically anybody that has anything to do with the VA. And that he set a long-term course for excellence and reform. And that's what we're talking about here. Everybody, let's give him a chance, because he's got a plan. I know even members of Congress have stressed that he needs to ask for and receive the ability to basically waylay, to clean out some of this chaff, clean out some of the bad actors within the VA. And because of the union situation, I'm sure so much more that you'd really have to dig into. It doesn't happen overnight, but Glenn, what's your opinion? Does he need that authority?
Oh, absolutely, and these are civil service workers, which are almost impossible to fire, for lack of better terminology, and he needs the ability, the authority to be able to get rid of these bad actors and do it without being faced with 400
Retaliation.
pages of regulations that
Sure.
say why you can't do that and how long. I got rid of one in my career in the Air Force, and it took me 7 months to document everything and get it done. So, even then, I wasn't sure until the final verdict that I was going to prevail in getting rid of my bad actors. So.
Yeah, so I just want you to all understand, if you want to look at his roadmap, his blueprint for making some of these changes, just Google his January 21st testimony before the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs, and it'll come up. You can watch it on video, or you can read the transcript. I have the transcript in my hand, and I'm really proud of the man putting this out there in the way that he did. It's really easy to read and follow through. And even a layperson is going to be able to dig into this and say, hey, I like that, or I'm questioning that.
You bet.
But the idea that he has the ability and the wherewithal to make changes, when there's a whistleblower out there, they better be protected.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody that's saying, hey, this is wrong, it needs to be changed, and then he needs the support and the authority to go in there and make the changes.
Well, that's right, and needs to be able to protect the whistleblowers from retribution, retaliation through upper management at that particular facility.
Exactly, and I think I just shared an example of how he actually did that. He cut through the...
Absolutely.
And it's happening. So let's be supportive of him and his administration. I know there's changes, and we'll talk more about it, especially when we have him on, because the electronic age is here, and filing claims electronically, we all have to get used to it. It's going to happen.
Yep.
The
They're
push is
probably
on.
going to force us into that, which is going to leave some older folks that aren't computer savvy and everything definitely in need of assistance in filing a claim.
That's right. They're going to have to go to a VSO, Veteran Service Officer, and they're going to have somebody else do the input for them. But even right now, if you submit a paper claim, it's getting digitized. All right,
Yeah.
It's going to a mail center, getting digitized, and then it's being worked. So we're headed in that direction, everybody. Hey, we have so much more on American Warrior Radio today, and I'm really proud and happy to have a guest that we'll introduce after the break. So don't go anywhere. American Warrior Radio is going to be right back from the Talk to Me station, AM 1060 WMEL, and we appreciate all our listeners and followers online through the YouTube, anywhere around the planet at 1060 WMEL and avetproject.org, as well as the Facebook pages. See you here in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.